The interview you did on Soft White Underbelly was about, like I say, a little over 2 years ago or whatever. What has happened since then to where you've become homeless? I saw on the Soft White Underbelly interview that, do you have a baby mama?
Yeah, I have a couple of those.
You have a couple of baby moms? Okay. How many kids do you have?
Yeah, I got 5.
5? What was it that happened with you and your cousin, I guess, when you was 9 years old?
It starts with people start trying to groom you and stuff like that.
I mean, do you feel like any of that contributed somehow to your, you know, the way you're living now? What is your response to those folks who will say, well, you know, you deciding to transition has essentially caused you to become a deadbeat dad? And so are you being selfish in deciding to transition versus, you know, kind of being there for your kids? At the beginning of the interview, you responded like this a little bit. And then as we went, you got comfortable with your deeper voice. Why do you think that is? What's up, YouTube? I want to once again thank everybody who comes up to me in the streets and shows me real love. Y'all don't even know. It keeps me thankful. It keeps my tank full. Now back to the content. What's up, YouTube? Atlanta Street Interviews out here with another one. So how you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing okay.
All right. So first and foremost, let's just get your pronouns out the way. What pronouns do we use in addressing you?
Yeah, she, her.
Okay. Alrighty. And so how you doing today, miss?
Yeah, I'm doing okay.
Good. All right. So I'm just going to jump right into it. So I guess you're trans, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And so you was on Soft White Underbelly. And so when you was on Mark's channel, and by the way, shout out to the OG Mark, man. Shout you out. And definitely much continued success. So you was on Mark's channel, and I guess you was a trucker at the time?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you still a trucker?
No.
No? Okay. So I see you with the bags and stuff like that. So I guess, are you homeless?
Yeah.
Okay. So the interview you did on Soft White Underbelly was about, like I say, a little over 2 years ago or whatever. What has happened since then to where you've become homeless?
Yeah, I became homeless because me transitioning, I was in San Antonio and I was renting a room. So I was like, let me leave, and then I left for like Texas to go back north in Indianapolis, but I couldn't get nothing together there, like trying to stay with people, and then I got tired of pretty much driving. I hit the wall mentally and needed to get off the truck to get a breath of fresh air and try to pay attention to me and my transition, what I need to do. So that's pretty much how the trucking came to a halt.
Okay. And so that sounds like that was maybe a while ago. Okay, how old are you, by the way?
39.
39, okay. Alrighty, and so how long have you been transitioning? Like, when did you start transitioning? Okay, so that was like before, that was, I guess, shortly before the interview you did with Mark. Okay. Okay, so you're here in Atlanta. How long have you been here?
I've been here for about like a week.
A week? And so what made you decide to come here?
Like, I was talking to everybody else. Like, talking about black trans friendly. You need to go to Atlanta. Everybody keeps saying go to Atlanta. And I was like, okay, instead of going everywhere else, I'm going to give Atlanta a shot, see what it has to offer and stuff. It's just like getting shelter is a little tricky, because if you come during any time out of 3 or 4 for their intake, you got to be on the streets the whole weekend until Monday. Okay,
so that's what your situation is. It's Sunday, and so you're not even going to be able to get seen about anything until tomorrow.
Right.
Okay. All right. I mean, how has this transition been for you? Sounds like you've been kind of unstable since you left the truck or whatever.
Like, okay, leaving the truck, I done had a couple of jobs and stuff, but I've been like Chicago, New York. I was also in the Bay Area for a while. So, I mean, I was like everywhere, and so I was trying to figure out which city had the most benefits and what was going to be like a better setting for me in my world, my spirit, and all that. So that's pretty much why I quit, like said, the trucking, and then becoming homeless is really became a real dent because it's like you got to go somewhere to get in where you fit in, or it's like survival of the fittest. Like being up there in Chicago is no different from here, except you can get in a shelter, but sometimes you can't because everybody has a process, and the process might be cram-packed with people, so you just like pick a number and you got to fend for yourself.
Okay. So I guess you was somewhere around 35 or 36 when you decided to transition. Okay, because I saw on the Soft White Underbelly interview that do you have a baby mama?
Yeah, I have a couple of those.
You have a couple of baby moms? Okay. How many kids do you have?
Yeah, I got 5.
5?
Yeah.
How many baby moms?
2.
2? Wow. So back then, were you living as like a whole heterosexual man? Wow.
Yeah, you had to play the part. Like, I mean, being raised in the 90s and 2000s, being trans wasn't accepted, so you had to go undercover mode. And yeah, I had a lot of females that I messed with at that time. I mean, that was my thing. And like, I took care of the kids when I could, and when the relationship ended, that's when I started looking out and started doing for me.
So were you ever gay?
At the end, yeah, when I was coming out.
But during the time when you was living as a heterosexual man, you didn't consider yourself gay?
Nah, I had all the urges, tendencies and stuff, but I never acted on it. I was like straight with the cisgender women at the time.
Wow. Okay. Okay, so all right, so you're 39, you have 5 kids. How old are the kids?
Okay, yeah. Kid is gonna be 20, then I got an 18-year-old, then I got a 14, 13, and 11.
Wow. So imagining the 20 and 18-year-old are the same mom, and then the last 3 are with the same mom. Okay. So those sound like those was relationships and everything.
Yeah.
Okay. So your kids, which some of them are adults and some of the others are teens or preteens, what do they think about your transition?
Well, I came out because the first one, my daughter that's 18, she was coming out and they were giving her hell about it. So that's when I came out as trans before anything like that. So I put up a decoy and they weren't saying nothing to her because she was still a teenager when she was coming out. And my family's old school traditional where they don't want to hear that. So then I came out, and that's where all the tension and static came to me. And then my daughter got freed up.
So you kind of was a deflection for her.
Yeah, I told her to let me go first.
Well, and I get that, but what do they think about their dad transitioning to living as a woman?
He really doesn't care. He was like, that's cool, live your life, do what you gotta do. And then the other ones, they still at school playing sports, so they can really care like what I got to say right now.
Well, I mean, but do you think they feel like a way about it, like a negative way, like any type of?
Yeah, like probably will. Like I know one of my daughters does because the mom is the same way. She feels some type of way.
That's the second set of kids?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, how does that make you feel to know that, your decision to transition to living as a woman, kind of has your kids feeling a certain way?
It's kind of probably like around a setting with my oldest. He probably get around his friends and say something different about like the relationships that we had once when, me and him was like together.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Good?
Yeah, everything good, man. Everything's fine.
Okay.
We're just doing a quick video. I'm gonna be gone in just a second, I promise.
Okay, so keep it real with you. Honestly, yeah, you can't do this. This is private property. Yeah, they don't allow that type of thing.
Okay, no worries. All right, so we got interrupted for a second, but all right, we're back. Okay, I lost my train of thought. I was asking you about how your kids felt about your transition, everything else. But okay, so let's just jump into let's just start from the beginning. Where you from, man? I'm sorry, where you from, miss?
Yeah, Chicago.
Okay, you from the shot? Where by?
79th and Halsted.
See, is that Southside?
Southside.
Hey, man. Shout out the South Side of Chicago, man. Shout out the whole city all day long. All right, and so growing up in Chicago, did you have both mom and dad in the household? Okay, were they married?
Yeah, they was married.
Okay, and so you have brothers and sisters? How many brothers and sisters?
I got 3.
Okay, and where are you in the birth order?
The youngest.
You're the baby. Okay, and so how much older is the closest in age to you?
Yeah, the one I'm closest with was born in 71.
Wow. So you're the baby. Okay, so you got old school parents. That's why, okay, that says a lot. Now I understand some of that energy, you know what I'm saying? Because you kind of have this old school kind of energy.
Yeah, they old school.
Yeah,
My
okay.
dad just died.
I'm sorry to hear about that, man. My dad just died as well, like last week. So sorry to hear about that. How long ago did your dad die?
August 17th last year, stage 4 lung cancer.
Man, my condolences. My sincerest condolences. Okay, so you grew up, 2-parent household, and pretty much it sounds like almost as an only child, because your closest sibling was so far away from you. They were there, it sounds like, when you were maybe younger, but not as you was getting older. So growing up, I mean, would you say you had like a fairly normal childhood?
Yeah, I mean, just a lot of fights and stuff.
A lot of fights and stuff? Okay. So I want to jump right into it because, again, on Mark's interview, you told a story about, I guess, basically you and your cousin.
Oh, yeah.
So what was it that happened with you and your cousin, I guess, when you was 9 years old?
It starts when people start trying to groom you and stuff like that. When you're a kid, they want to play little games, see how much they can test, wrestling, all that. It's no different from what they try when you're in jail. So pretty much the thing that happened between my cousin is he stopped bringing up like the molestation that happened when I was a kid. And yeah, that happened in the 90s.
Wow. So, okay. How did it come to happening? Like, how did it get to, because what I try to do is I try to understand how these things occur. Okay? How did it get to the point to where, I guess you say he was 5 years older than you? So did it start at 9, or when did it start?
Yeah, it started around like 8, 9.
8, 9, and so how long, was it a one-time thing or was it like an ongoing thing?
It was ongoing for a little bit and then it stopped.
Okay, how long did it go for before it stopped?
Oof. Child, I don't know. This is probably, let me see, 3-4 years of that until like I got older and was fighting back.
Wow.
I mean, he's a career criminal, been in and out, really had no relationship with him after that. But he's pretty cool with the rest of the family, just not me. Because I bring up anything that happened in the past, and boom, I become public enemy number 1. Like, it
So
projects everything onto me.
did they know what was happening, or when did they find out?
They found out like 2016, 2017. When
What?
I told everything. Like, I got mad. I was like, he's going around portraying this real gangster image in jail and this, that, and the third. But I know different, so that's when I kind of like put some stuff on outside, Front Street about what happened. And then I was like, the jokes that my cousin cracked, if he's been in here long enough, he probably got a boyfriend type stuff. And I was like, well, he used to try to mess with me when I was a kid, so.
Well, but not try to mess with you.
Yeah.
Sounds like he messed with you.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, do you feel like any of that contributed somehow to your, the way you're living now and everything like that?
Maybe, but I really don't see that because I've always been in my sister's clothes as a kid, and I always did.
Even like before that happened?
Yeah, before that happened, I would do that.
Wow. Okay.
I always play dress up and stuff.
Okay. What's going on, man? All right. Okay. I think you had said another story. Well, before we go there, though, what impact do you think that situation with your cousin had on you in your life?
It just made me like very defensive and non-trustworthy of people, and I was trying to jump to conclusions first.
Kind of like always looking for people's angles and stuff like that.
Seeing where they're coming from, yeah, like if it's good energy or bad energy, and certain times it's like cousins, older people, like usually, I don't know, how can I put it, the older crowd, I look at it a little bit different. They'll say one thing and then it'll be something different. And it's different class of how can I put it, generations and stuff.
Yeah, we're starting to come out with that truth more. It's like, let's cut the BS. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, okay. I can see that. I can see it having that effect. There was another story you told as far as, I guess, something about a cousin or somebody sleeping with your baby mom. What happened there?
No, that, yeah. I'm still shitty about that. Yeah.
So what was it that happened?
Okay, it was my foster brother. No, foster brother, it's messy. Okay, he slept with my baby mama, the one that's one of the kids in question. So, long story short, it was 2006. I remember the baby mama was letting him claim the kid on taxes. So I was like, step back, like, damn, I can't claim the kid, but you let my foster brother claim the kid? That's his kid. I mean, putting two and two together, and then it was years later on down the road talking about I might need a test. I'm like, yeah, I've been trying to get one, but every time I try to force the issue, at the time, if it was Steve Wilcox, anybody like that that'll listen, or Judge Mathis, Eternity Court, I'm trying to like get answers. She wouldn't go on the show and represent herself at the time because her ego and her self-image wouldn't let her do it, and that's my first one.
So is that child yours?
We don't know. I kind of doubt it.
I mean, you never did the DNA test?
Nah, when I was 19, I was in a dungeon, and I took some papers and signed them. And this was when I left Chicago to go to Indianapolis to go do all that. And I was like, didn't know what I was signing at the time, and was kind of like agitated, and I just hurried up, signed it, and shouldn't have never signed it. And that was it for the first.
Because did your cousin ever claim the child or whatever?
Claimed on taxes, and then she was like, the baby mama said she talked to him a while back, was like, yeah, he knows that's his kid.
And I keep saying cousin, but I mean foster brother.
Yeah, foster brother.
Okay, so
same thing.
So they was, he was cheating with her behind your back for the most part.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Okay. Huh. What are the mothers of your kids, what do they think about this new you, this transition to living as a woman?
Yeah, one of them pretends she don't like it, and she's totally cool with it. But then she comes at me in messed up ways, like any type of way. Or I feel like this, even with the kids' mothers, I shouldn't have to go search through everybody else's pictures and stuff, of friends to get pictures of my kids. That's one thing I don't like, is they don't like let you really have a relationship with the kids too. So my whole thing is you gotta be in detective mode and trying to figure out, okay, that's what the kids look like this year.
So you haven't seen your kids in a while?
Nope, haven't seen them in a while.
How many years?
It's been about like at least 4. Yeah, about 4.
So let's just pause right there, man. I mean, how does that make you feel?
I ain't gonna lie, sometimes it makes you feel like very resentful, mad.
Did you have a relationship with them before?
Nah, I definitely did. My kids, I was raising them and everything.
Right, so you was fully active and in their life.
Right, I had them in my life and everything.
So when did that flip? When did that change?
Kind of when I was going into driving semi-trucks.
Okay, because you was on the road all the time and stuff like that, working a lot, and then after that is, I guess, or during that is when you decided to make the transition.
It definitely, like, right when I got my CDLs is when I started transitioning around 21, something like that.
21? No, not 21. You say it was just a few years ago.
What you talking about? The what?
Transition to living as a female.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was okay. So I
What
don't.
you talking about is when I'm like you first come out and you start like dressing every day as a trans woman.
Right.
I was doing that, but I really wasn't taking the hormones yet until then, later on.
Okay, so the hormones and stuff then come until the trucking stuff. But you were doing the trans stuff before that, or no?
No, I was.
You was living fully heterosexual man.
Until like the pandemic, around the pandemic.
Right. That's what I say. About 4 or so years ago. Yeah. Okay. And so that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, what was it that clicked in your head that made you decide that? Oh, but you explained the story about your daughter. Was that the only thing, or what else made you decide? Well, I'm gonna go ahead and live as a woman now.
Oh, well, that factor is back at home and stuff. Okay. I wasn't gonna keep living a lie. I was like, I always felt the need to like live like this and look like this. So I was like, one day with my friends, cisgender males, a lot of them that I used to kick it with, start dying left and right. So I was looking up like, I need to really do that because I could be next like them. Life ain't guaranteed, especially in the Midwest. It's like that. So I was like, one more of my friends got killed right after that, so I said I'm gonna transition before it's too late. That was the deciding factor. R.I.P. Mark. So
So basically you felt like I just want to live my life. I want to live it before my life is over.
Yeah, because up there, like I said, it ain't guaranteed.
Okay.
But yeah, there's like a loss of my friends, and I'm like, let me enjoy life and let me go after what I need to do in order to make me happy.
So how has your dating life been since you've made this transition?
Yeah, it's definitely different from being like heterosexual, straight, because I mean you got to deal with a whole lot more messiness than it was with just dealing with females.
I mean, have you been like in a relationship since you've made this transition?
I've been in one, yeah.
And how long did that last?
About 6 months.
6 months. And this was with, I guess, a guy that I guess presents as straight or heterosexual, or
I think bi.
Okay, so he kind of presents as bisexual, but he's the more male. Okay. And so, I mean, what was that experience like? That was your first experience doing that as a woman versus you being the man in the relationship. What was that? What was the difference? Or, enlighten us on what the experience was like.
Okay, yeah, the difference is when you dating a cisgender female, I mean, you get to be more aggressive, assertive. You get to have more fun with it, talk shit, pull up on her, say what you got to say. And go on about your day. And then you flip it, you go back, now you trans woman. Now you got to, like, be careful on how you talk and play back because it's not the same as when you was a man and stuff like that because now everything's different. Different ball game, different world, so you can't really get down the way that you used to get down and view life the same and talk to these different type of ways, genders and stuff like that.
I get it. Did you not like Cooter Cat? Like, it was...
Yeah, don't get me wrong, I liked it, but it's more you look at it in another lens, trans lens. I'm like, I'd rather be the bitch. I'd rather be getting knocked off. I'd rather look like that. And I'd rather have the body, all that. And
so you'd rather be getting knocked off than doing the knocking off?
Yeah, definitely.
So I guess why not do it as just a gay man versus, I'd
rather get my surgeries and work on that.
So you want to look like a female and I guess live like a female?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay. Man, I had my next set of questions in my head. What was I just? It was good too. I was just about to cook. Oh, okay. So I guess what is your response to those folks who will say, well, you deciding to transition has essentially caused you to become a deadbeat dad. And so are you being selfish in deciding to transition versus, kind of being there for your kids?
With me, no, because I've always been there, especially in the past when it was rough. And and I'll be the only ones getting these kids ready for school, cooking, cleaning. And I'm talking about for 12 hours a day. Everywhere I used to go, I used to take these kids with me nonstop. I didn't have no life in my 20s.
What were the moms doing?
I mean, the mom would be at work. I ain't know, there's more story to it than that. I'm watching the kids while she at work. That was her game to keep me in the house. And long story short, she was messing with the coworker at work too, her boss.
So she was getting knocked off by the boss?
Yeah, I figured all this out. It was messy as
How did you feel that? How did you figure that out?
Because I knew something was up, and then I was looking at her phone one day when she was pregnant. This is messy. I get up there to the hospital, and she's having an attitude. And then when I looked on her phone, I just happened to see him showing a whole bunch of three-ways with his wife and sending it to her. Yeah, trying to get her in on it, and she was eventually cracking and giving in. I was like, damn. And then she had me put out of the hospital, and this was dead in December when it was like 20 degrees, and I was trying to run for the last bus. So yeah, she had me put out. Don't worry about it. It's not your baby. And now she's trying to say that kid, that's not my baby, it's my baby. And no, it's not.
How many kids of yours are in question? You got 5. How many?
2 out of the 5.
Which 2?
The first oldest that I got, and then I'm gonna say third oldest. Yeah.
So the 20 and the 14-year-old. Or no, 16. Was it 16?
No, it's
14,
it's
right?
one younger than that. That's not mine. I know for a fact the one in 2017.
Huh.
That's not mine. That's guaranteed.
Okay. Huh. All right. So
Yeah.
so your response to that question is essentially that you put in the work early, but they're still minors, some of them. You know what I'm saying? So the work isn't done. So I get what you're saying. I was there for them when they was little.
Relationships was good, and then when it ended. And I mean, hopefully they picked up some game that I left to them and stuff. Like,
That's your response to that? Like, hey, hopefully they'll be okay?
Not like that. I mean, I just like when you're there, I feel like dating cisgender females with kids, you got to leave some type of imprint in them because the relationship might not always last long, which mine was pretty long, 9 years. So,
well, my relationship didn't last. I've got 2 daughters, right? But they're at my house right up the street right now. And I haven't abdicated my responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm even though the relationship didn't last, I'm still doing my whole full duty as a dad. So why isn't that what you want to do? You know what I'm saying?
No, that's what I want to do, and I was able to do when I had that, the trucking job. And when I was doing other stuff, I was always making sure I like dropping stuff out for the kids. Did they have this, that, and the third? Now the mother might not allow them to have the stuff that I bring over by the kid for whatever reason, out of spite. I used to like get brand new winter clothes and stuff, and of course when I stopped in certain parts of the country where I'm from, I would get them my home team, football teams, basketball team stuff, and go give it to her, and she wouldn't accept the presents and stuff, which was coats and like hoodies and stuff like that at the time. And all of a sudden now she wants help when I need help.
Yeah, I get it.
I mean, it's rough. I mean, but I'm trying to like get out of survival mode.
Well, I was about to say, so what are we doing to get out of this situation of homelessness and everything else?
My thing is I need to get back on the road, get the truck and save my money, and then like find some type of shelter and find some type of job to work on that to pay for my DOT physical, to reset everything up. If I need a refresher course to drive again, I gotta do what I gotta do in order to stay afloat. Some type of income is better than no income. And
what have you been doing for income for these past 2 years?
I mean, I worked like at Lowe's, I've done that. And of course, I done fell back on doing sex work. I mean, I have to like keep afloat.
So when you do the sex work, because it sounds like you just got here to Atlanta, so it sounds like you was in other cities doing that stuff or whatnot. I mean, what type of guys generally would be hitting you up? Like, are these guys black, white, other? Are they married? Are they
mainly white, black?
So mainly white and black guys? Okay. Would these guys be in like relationships and stuff like that, or?
Sometimes, yeah, they will be.
Okay. I assume that they would all like present as heterosexual and be okay. And so is that something that makes you a lot of money when you do it, or like what type of lifestyle you living when you're?
It depends on the app that you're using for one, and these apps cost money. They ain't free no more just to get on there and post. So I mean, you can be spending anywhere from a little $40, I think, or $50 to get on Mega Personals, or get on Trish.com. I'm dropping these little gems real quick.
I was about to say I don't know if he be dropping the sites per se, but just I'm asking like how much money generally would you be making, say, per week doing this stuff?
If I'm serious, per week, it's gonna be at least like my low bottom is about
500.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even though you should make more than that a week, but depends on what you're comfortable with doing.
Okay, I get it. I mean, how many guys would it take to get up to that 500 or 600?
Out the park, 6.
Okay. So I guess what do we like? Because like I say, you've been out of trucking for a couple years. Why haven't we thought like, hey, let's just get back into trucking? Like after we like had that like time where it was like, okay, I'm burnt out and everything else. Why didn't we just take maybe like a month or two and then get right back in it?
Yeah, honestly, I really don't know what happened. I mean, just a chain of events that happened, and I just been off the truck. And then I think when I was in New York when that was happening, I kind of had a little bit too much fun and forgot about it in a way.
Too much fun. Let's not skip over that. What are we talking about?
I mean, like going out and stuff when I was in New York on the Atlantic City partying and stuff, like the drugs, all that. You can't really go.
What type of drugs are we talking about?
Oh, coke.
Okay, so he's on that ski slopes.
Uh-huh.
I get you. Okay. All right.
Sometimes, I mean, when you take those and other like party drugs and stuff, you gotta wait because hair follicle test goes like about 6
months, right? Yeah, I think so. Something like 6 months. Okay. Man, I just lost it. What was I about to say? All right, so okay. Your mom is still alive, right? What does she think about your transition and everything else?
She just now came around because she was like the biggest hater towards anything LGBTQ. She would say a bunch of negative, derogative stuff, but I haven't heard her say anything like negative yet.
How often do y'all talk?
Whenever I call her, so that's like maybe once a month.
Okay. All right. Okay, so quick question before we wrap it up. At the beginning of the interview, you responded like this a little bit, and then as we went, you got comfortable with your deeper voice. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, I know. I do that with everybody. Like I do that with my friends and stuff like that. I don't know. It's a trigger. It is. It's a trigger. So I mean, I'm working on the voice thing. So
what made you like? Did you just unintentionally slip into the deeper voice stuff?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like a defense mechanism, honestly. So I can't really tell you.
Okay, I got you. Just wanted to ask about that. No worries. Well, listen, I appreciate you taking the time answering all of our questions. If anybody out there did want to reach out, help, or donate, do you have a way for them to do that? Do you have social media, Cash App, anything like that?
Yeah, I got Venmo.
You got Venmo? What's the Venmo?
Retro Barbie.
Retro Barbie, pretty much as it sounds?
Yeah, Retro Barbie, and then Melanie Contreras on there.
On what?
Melanie Contreras is the name of it.
Is the name of it. Okay. All right, well, listen, like I say, we really appreciate you. IG, Facebook, anything like that?
Yeah, Facebook, Savannah Rodriguez.
Savannah Rodriguez. All right. Like I say, we really appreciate you. Definitely wishing them but the best, all right? Make sure you have a good one. All right.